Saturday, May 14th. My internet's out. Fortunately, the last 2 clients, I have alternate ways of communicating with them. I'm doing phone sessions. But I didn't get as much done as I had hoped to yesterday. Got a little distracted. I was just sitting with that dream of this person from my past. You know, he was just watching me heal people from a distance. Anyways, I didn't sleep with the meditation music on, only because I went to bed really late, like 3 a.m. late, only to have to wake up super early for an early client. And, but I still dreamt. And the only scene I can remember was the final scene, where the end of the day is coming. And a little girl comes in. Long blonde hair. She reminded me of Avi. No pudgy. Not too pudgy, but just pudgy. And I was getting ready to end my day. But she was looking forward to my visit. Or to this visit. She was coming to see me. And I knew she wanted to tell me of her day. So I snuggled up on my bed and did this, like inviting her in to cuddle. And the TV was on in the background, and she took off her shoes, and I could see that her toes were dirty. And I smiled because I knew she had been playing. And she starts telling me about her day, and I'm just, with my arm around her, just holding her, letting her know that I'm listening, and wow, that happened, just. And I knew, like, she didn't have a mom, and she always looked forward to our visits. That's the only scene I remember. I don't know who this little girl was, but I knew that's what she needed. She just wanted to tell me about her day. Her dirty little feet. She's so cute. And then I woke up. I didn't realize that one of my videos posted actually talks about me speaking my truth a little clearer today. So I was like, oh snap, okay. I love that I'm learning from my clients. The 2 that I connected with today, I know they watch my videos. And one of them, we were talking about dreams. And she was so excited to tell me because I recommended sleeping with meditation music. And she noticed the same thing that I picked up on this week, was that with the meditation music, the dreams are stronger, they're more vivid. And I said, it's funny you say that because I noticed that this week too. And I said there's a connection there for sure. And I was just so happy to hear her share her dreams with me. And she's like, I didn't have to write that one down because I already knew what it meant, she said. And she only wrote down the one she needed guidance on. So I was really grateful to see her growth in that respect, that she's trusting herself through this process. She was trusting herself. She knew what it meant. She knew what she needed to work on. She was just like, it sucks, it's hard, but I know what I need to do. This is the one. She's gonna go into the MFT. So she says to me, your birthday's coming up. I've been watching your videos. And I said, yeah, it is. She's like, I made something for you. I said, okay. She's like, I know you're not supposed to, right? We're not supposed to receive gifts from our clients. But, you know, I mean, my kids used to give me gifts all the time. Like letters and thank you cards. So this particular client painted an eye. Beautiful eye. I'll try to include the picture because I took a picture of it. She's like, I'll hold on to it for you. But I made it for you. And it's this beautiful eye. And you could see the little hole thing in the eye. And she painted the universe in there. And she did a beautiful job. And she read a poem that she wrote for me. And it really moved me. I was really grateful for that. So thank you. You know who you are. She's the one that asked me last time if I was gonna go to the beach this year. I'm still trying to debate like what I'm gonna do, but I think I'm just trying to get through what I need to get through for finals. And the other client, we were talking about trauma, and I really appreciated her perspective and what she shared with me as to how she worked on being okay with the parts of herself. And she shared that, you know, it's really disassociation. When the trauma is too intense, you literally have to disconnect cognitively and sometimes emotionally from your body because it's too much to process. So you literally have this out-of-body experience where you're looking at yourself outside of you. And I've had other clients, you know, it's part of trauma sometimes. When it's too intense, it happens. And so, but she was worried. And I had another client express the exact same worry that I guess people, for one of them, people in the past had labeled her to be a person with schizophrenia. I've worked with this population before. At least the onset, like the first episode. And she's like, the way I look at it, she's just like, it's just a different talking voice. You know, like when you have when you're doing your thing, you have your regular voice, but then when you're on the phone, you know, your voice changes. And it's so true. Like my sister and I talk about it before, where your tone gets either higher or lower or more serious. I said, that makes sense. She's like, that's how I look at it. So it's not like there's all these different versions of me. Although, you know, in some cases there's that potential of it. But that's how I look at it. And the idea that a therapist would try to take that away from me when I know what purpose these expressions of myself do. One of them was an aggressive, assertive one to protect her. She's just like, the idea of that being taken away, I thought, no, how could it be if this is the purpose that it serves? And I said, no, I totally understand, because that's what happens. Like, everything is purposeful. These versions of yourself, these expressions, different expressions, were purposeful in that moment of the trauma to help you survive. And if we were to look at it, you know, without trauma, right? A mom isn't going to be like, oh, poor baby, you know, and then to use that same tone of voice when they go to work. They know what hat to put on to function in that setting. And so these, you know, the way the DSM calls it, right? Personalities are just an extreme version of this expression. And it needed to be extreme for a purpose of survival, of distinction, of protection, right? Hence the progression to integration of oneself. I had a client that it was clear that he was struggling with accepting a part of himself that, possibly gay or queer, part of that community, right? But he didn't identify himself as such because the constructs and religious and cultural expectations said that it was not okay. And so he tried to dampen that voice. However, the internal voice became so strong that he criticized it, and in doing so criticized himself to the point of him hurting himself, because that's how much oppression that he was under, to not be given the opportunity to be who he was. Oppression. When did we stop listening to ourselves, to our bodies? When did we stop listening to the voices within? It's 3 o'clock. I need to call my client because I don't have internet access. And I told her I'd call her. So I'm hoping my internet kicks in. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.